The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
We appreciate the opportunity. It's a good experience for us just to get information on ourselves. Obviously, Tennessee is a third-year program, and they've established what they had hoped us to have us going into year three. They've got a level of toughness and physicality that we just could not match. And despite our efforts to do that, it just wasn't doable. So for us, at least, we're thankful for the opportunity, but we go away from this situation, this opportunity, better prepared for Division II basketball. So we see the glass as half full after this rather than half empty.
Questions for Coach Benson?
Yeah. A lot of times those are opportunities that come your way. It's not like you necessarily are able to just land those. They're sort of hard to get, and it had been several years since we'd had one. I think 2012 was maybe the last time we'd had that, and those were good experiences as well. So we were fortunate that Coach Barnes and his staff reached out and said, "Hey, we would like to sort of look at doing this for you guys," and we were just very, very thankful. Coach Barnes there'd been some relationships established between he and Ken Sparks, former football coach, myself, and he was just being generous and gracious and allowing local school a chance to get in this kind of environment and to have the experience.
Number one thing you learned from this one as you turn toward Lander on November 10th?
Other than the obvious that there's a difference. There's a difference, and I think it's good for our guys to see that and to remember that. But it also allows us it should give our guys extra motivation when we get on the practice court and when we get in the training facilities and our own weight rooms to really, really buckle down and make the investments so that we can come away being the best that we could possibly be.
Anything else for Coach Benson?
Yep.
You said that yourself that Tennessee was in the third year of a program, and I'm sure y'all watched some tape going into this. Did it look smoother with the way they were running their offense? Did they look kind of more settled than they had at times in the past?
The thing that really sort of caught us off guard, and we knew going in we were going to try to play the percentages. We knew that they had not been a team that had really utilized the three-point line in terms of volume of attempts or in terms of percentages. So we went in thinking that maybe that would be a way for us to sort of starting out the game at least as a way to sort of gain a little momentum and keep them sort of deflated a little bit, But, man, they jump up there and they make shots with confidence. And you could see that. I mean, when you've got guys, no hesitation. They're jumping up there. Schofield jumping up there making shots. Bowden, Bone, Turner. So we rolled the dice, so to speak, and yet those guys and their team strategy, obviously, they know that they've had to develop the use of the three-point line to a greater extent, and it was obvious at least tonight that they're capable. They're more capable of doing that now than they were last year, for sure.
Anything else for Coach Benson?
Right here. Coach, I think a lot of us here at Carson-Newman were interested to see how Charles and some of your guys would match up. How do you feel like Charles did, and how do you feel like the matchups played out early?
Well, again, we knew going in, and I had sort of told him, going in, you've had a really, really solid, sound, good 3-year career in college with your fourth ahead of you. And this is one of those kind of games where Tennessee, I'm sure that they worked through their scouting, if for no other reason than just to get their team, their new kids, used to the scouting process. So we knew that he would be maybe the focal point of their efforts. And so we had sort of been telling him, look, the things that you're able to do maybe at the Division II level, you may or may not be able to do at this level, and you may or may not be able to do them when you factor in the fact that the opponent is going to be focusing on using multiple people to stop you from getting into the paint and the rim. And so it's a learning process and an adjustment process for him because today we see bigger, more physical guys, and we will typically see night in, night out. But it's a great experience for Charles and for our team, and we've got to find ways to still allow him to draw the attention, which he's going to, but then have good ball control, take care of the basketball, share it with other people. And I feel like over the course of the next several weeks and months, by the time we get into February, I think we'll be a team that can benefit from the fact that he has such a really, really good, solid game and a big-time reputation, and we can generate offense just based on that alone.